Life in 2013. Earth's inhabitants in 2013 were a very early race of man. Some were like robots who just did as they were told, never questioning anything about the system, world issues or lives of others. Some were like savage animals, some of them. They would kill their own kind for things like money and jewellery. They even had men called souled dyers, whose main job was to kill for the fake elders. They used money, which was really only just bits of paper with numbers on. People of Earth at the time put so much worth in those bits of paper. For most of them, life was all about getting as much paper as they could, regardless of what they had to do to get it. This only happened because they had to pay to be alive. Some of the people of Earth were relentless in their quest to bring change and universal balance to this primitive society. They would have things called wars. They said war was to bring peace. So primitive, not even understanding war only brings death. Killing never brings peace. But teacher, what was a war? It was when men, usually, were sent away by the fake elders, who had falsely taken charge of the earth by illusion and deception. They sent the men away to kill other people of Earth. Yes, I know, young ones, it is shocking. We must remember they were very primitive. Now I must warn you, class, this will not be an easy lesson. The people of Earth at that time did not leave much that is today of benefit to us. But it does show us and reinforce how we must never be. We must never let this happen again. But teacher, why did they go to war? Well, young one, it was mostly for power and to steal resources from other countries, like oil or, I don't know, maybe even gold. They didn't have universal energy then. Yes, young ones, I know. I know it is difficult to understand. The powerful false elders did not want the people of Earth to have these things, even though they had known of them for years. If the people had access to universal energy, they would not have been able to give the elders the paper they wanted with numbers on. You remember the money I told you about? They didn't want the people of Earth to live freely at all in those primitive times. They would actually encourage Earth people to dislike each other. They would program the people by using the television, which was a very powerful yet primitive mind control projection unit. That is what it seems to have been. They allowed this thing to think for them and to tell them how to think and to feel, even what to wear or eat, and the primitive internet. With these things they could make the Earth people think even having different colour skin was a reason to dislike another. They would buy things they didn't even need, sometimes they would not even use, just because they saw another person buying it on the mind control projection unit. There's no doubt this primitive technology worked. And of course, all of this was only ever about the paper. I know, it's hard to imagine now. For some reason that remains unknown to us until this very day, we have never been able to find out or understand why they did things like add chemicals to the water the people of Earth had to drink, for example, or they would pollute the air with chemicals, or why they built things called bombs to only destroy. They would use vaccines to make people who were healthy sick. What is a vaccine, teacher? A sharp instrument was used to push a liquid chemical into the arm. It would then enter the blood. We think it was to make the Earth people forget their inner light. Maybe the main reason for all of it was so they would not see what the fake elders were doing to them. Did the people of Earth not ask what the chemical was? Was it only old ones that had the vaccine? No, young one. Young ones would have them, and also first ones. As soon as they arrived, they would be given vaccines, and their blood would be taken for a DNA database the elders had. In those primitive days, Earth people thought they could somehow interfere or change DNA. Teacher, why would they do that? They were men called scientists. They were secretly given great power and plenty of paper by the fake elders. These men even thought they could control the weather. They actually thought they could do a better job than Mother Nature. We believe it was the need for total power that made them do all these things. The fake elders wanted to control man in every way. They even modified the food the Earth people ate. In some writings there is information about Monsanto or Monsanto in some books. This company genetically modified food and seeds. Once again we think it was for genetic reasons, to change the people for some reason. In a place called England, where the fall of the fake empire took place, they had cameras watching the Earth people on all the streets and roads. They were everywhere. We still don't know why they felt they had to do this. A lot remains unknown about the uncivilized man of 2013. One thing we do know for sure is this primitive man lived under what we call now rule of deception and control. The money system they had was all based on a huge lie. That is what started a major change on Earth. You see, the people, through the use of very primitive technology called the Internet, were able to share information. The people found out about all the banks and how the money was never really there, and it was all about keeping people working and in debt all their lives. The Internet allowed the people to gain knowledge about all these things. The fake elders tried to hide this information, but lost the battle as the information virus took place. Once all of the Earth people found out about all the lies, they all stood together in every land and part of Earth, and using one voice, the whole system and illusion came crashing down. They realised that if they did not all stand together as one, putting all program differences aside, that the fake elders would win. The fall of the fake empire changed the world. The Earth people chose new elders who were true of heart and clean in spirit, and had not been poisoned with the paper. If the Earth people had not taken a stand, then our world today would not be so beautiful. They have also taught us all how not to be. We shall never let this happen again. We shall end the lesson here.